Okay, we've got some people showing up on Instagram already. Fantastic. So, my team has told me that I need to get started right away as all of you are joining. So I will quickly introduce myself. My name is Anna Seidel and I am the writer for nailcarehq.com. And I am also one of the owners of Bliss Kiss. And there's a fun story behind that one. Some of you guys have asked me, but we've been in business for about 5 years, and we started in our kitchen, kind of that classic starting in the garage story, and it's grown to a 2,000 square foot warehouse, and we have 5 team members. Is that right? It keeps changing. Anyway, we have a bunch of very, very special team members who work at the warehouse, and then we also have 2 satellite people. And is satellite right? No, virtual. They call in and do webinars, and anyway, it's fun. Conference calls. Let's see. And what else can I tell you? Oh, I should give you our links. Let's see, you can find all of my 90 plus articles now over on nailcarehq.com. And I believe in telling you the truth with no hype, no lies. I really enjoy writing and sharing with you some pretty complicated stuff about nails and nail care, and a little bit about nail art. Some of them are kind of tricky. And so then you can also find our store over at myblisskiss.com. That's another fun story. We do not own Bliss Kiss yet because I think when we first started, it was already taken. And when we first started inquiring, they wanted $1,000. And of course, we were living on unemployment because Corey had lost his job 3 months before or after we started this business. And so we're like, well, that's not going to happen. And then, of course, as we got bigger and bigger and time had passed, and then now they want $5,000 for it. So we're just like, you know what? I'm good. We're good with My Bliss Kiss because, you know, we want you guys to all feel like it's your company too, that these are products that you guys love and cannot live without. And again, that goes with our mission of we believe in creating life-changing products with an exceptional customer experience. And so that's why you guys don't find our products with distributors yet. I'm kind of a little bit too controlling and clingy, and I want you to have this amazing customer experience where even if it requires a refund, we want you to walk away happy. So do we ship to Australia? Yes, we do. We ship globally. There's a couple places over, like in Dubai, there's a couple places that we cannot ship to just because I don't understand the shipping. The postal system, especially Dubai, it's like the most wealthiest city, the country is one of the most wealthy on the planet, and they can't get their postal system together. And we've had several customers and we've shipped replacement orders and they never arrive. So yes, Australia, we have lots and lots of customers in Australia. And for those of you who feel like our products are a pretty pricey investment, which they are because I insist on the very best quality ingredients, shipping internationally and customs fees and VAT taxes and all of that, we understand. And so that's why part of why we offer 2 sales per year, one in January and one in July. And we hope that will sort of offset the high shipping cost. And then when people order, then they're like, I don't care how much shipping is, it's so worth it. Miss Stransky says they are pricey, but not crazy pricey, and they are 1,000% worth it. Oh, thanks, love. That's so awesome. You know, it's fun because, and I love, this is another one, I think it's reasonably priced. Why on earth did I wear white? Holy smokes. White and white lettering. Oh, I gotta wear dark colors. Oops. So if I move around, it's because I'm trying to see the words that you guys are typing. So hello to all of you over on Facebook. Thanks for joining. Let's see. We've got several people who said we believe it's worth every penny. And this is so fun because it's a fun little story, for at least for me, and that kind of shows how starting business can be very hard. And I was absolutely determined to find the very best ingredients, which made our products more expensive. Just from the get-go, just starting with our costs. And then we've got all of the costs that go with running a business and having employees, team members, and all of that, and paying all the taxes to the government. But we can be grateful. And let's see. So when we first started, people were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy insane. And the few people who had tried it, they're like, this is just amazing, so worth it. And so many people were like, oh, it's just too much. I'm not going to do it. And then we kept getting more and more positive results and testimonials. And all of a sudden, after probably about 2.5 years, it flipped. And all of a sudden, people were going, this is liquid gold. It is worth every penny. It's so different. And it really is. And that's the other thing with the exceptional customer experience is we want you guys to be 100% satisfied. And so it's just different. And you kind of got to try it and see how different it is from all of the other cuticle oils, nail oils. I think most of them are sold as cuticle oils, which is fascinating because it's, if somebody asks me about the cuticle, I get into that. But really, it's a nail oil, and it's a hydrating oil that people are using for all over their skin and for especially skin issues like eczema and psoriasis. Let's see, real quick here. Somebody asked me. I saw it go by real quick. Come on, where'd it go? Trish says the oil has changed my nails for the better. Won't live without it now. There was somebody who asked, how do you get our oil? myblisskiss.com. And you guys, we have, in terms of variations of everything and the different fragrances, we have 70 products now. Because every pen, okay, so a crisp pen, a fragrance-free, a vanilla, then all of our seasonals, each of those counts as a product. But when Corey told me, I was like, holy smokes, that's crazy. No wonder it's a little tricky to keep track of our store and make sure that all of the web pages are working and everything. So thank you to Kirsten and Preston and just all of you guys in the team who proofreads the pages. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I love your oil and have been using Bliss Kiss, but I still have peeling on my nails. Any advice? Yes, I do have peeling. And so what I want to show you, I do have ants. I don't have, well, actually I do have a couple nails that are peeling right now. So it's kind of, even though you're doing the very best you can, you can still, it just, like, you know what? Life happens. And we're busy with our hands. Sorry, I'm digging around for my props. So peeling is also, if I can get the lighting right, peeling, this is a big, big case. It's called delamination, and the cells are supposed to lie flat. It's upside down. They're supposed to lie flat like this. And then what happens is, as they peel, they start to look like this. And so then what you can see is, oh, upside down again. What you can see is this is a lot easier for water to get into through than this. So if the tips of your nails end up looking like this, you've got water coming in, and that's what it sort of pushes the layers apart. So I have this book analogy for some of you who've seen it. You've got a nice, perfect little book, and those pages lie nice and flat, and then you get it wet. Now, The nails are very resilient. They can get wet and dry for quite a while. And then they're like, nope, we're done. And so then this is what happens. All of your layers get kind of warped. And I got this book wet and I tried. While it was drying, I was pushing it flat. I was trying to make it all happen. And there was no way. So you get to a point where you just can't fix it. And the oil does help sort of glue. It's not the technically right word, but it helps glue those layers back together. But when there's too much peeling on the tips, sometimes you just like, okay, that's it, it's done. So what do? If I've got, let's look at this example. So if this part was to lift up, where it was sticking up and catching on your hair and stuff, I would actually very, very, very gently file that part down as much as I could without touching the rest of the nail plate. And then if you've got this big gap like this, what I do is I fill it in with nail glue. And then if your nail glue ends up being kind of bumpy, you can smooth that over with a very fine file also. And then seal all that in with polish. Polish is your best friend. Best friend. It protects your nails and keeps the oils in your nails. It helps reduce water absorption, which of course that's what causes the peeling. So I hope that helps. And I want you guys to know that if you ever have any questions where you cannot find the answer at nailcarehq.com, you're welcome to email me. And the email address is Anna, so ANA, at myblisskiss.com. And so to start with, if you have any questions, and I've done I don't know how many articles I've done on peeling, go to Google and type in nailcarehq.com, and then whatever keyword you're looking for, peeling nails, yellow nails, nail strengtheners, that's a really good article. It's a fairly long one, so you want to sit down and be ready to read, because I think that one turned out to be 3,000 words, but it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Okay, let's see. Let me jump over to Facebook. There's hi from Cleveland. Hello, Anne. And then Larissa says, oil's definitely worth the price. So, okay. I want to reward those of you who showed up early, give you a little heads up of what's been going on here. My mom lives an hour north that way. She lives an hour north, and it's just, she's out where it's a little bit rural. She's 15 miles from a good sized town and 12 miles to the hospital. But she's fallen a couple of times, and I'm like, Mom, I've been bugging her for about 8 years. I'm like, you're going to have to move close to us. And so fortunately, there is one spot on the property that's high enough, because a lot of this property is way too low and there's a lot of wetlands. So there's one spot where she's going to be able to build her house. And so what has started, I was supposed to work yesterday and start working on a blog post. And I was like, this is too much fun. We've got excavators and bulldozers. They are out pulling some trees out to make her driveway. So that is the answer. Actually, no, that's not the question I was going to. Okay. But anyway, that's just been fun because of seeing all of that. So I'm really, really excited that project is getting started. And but the question that I wanted to give you guys for the contest is, what 2-month-long project did I just finish? And a lot of you who have been on the lives before are gonna know that it was testing 6 base coats. So look, yay, I have different colors. So what happened was I wanted to test 6 different ridge filling base coats for you guys. And in order to test for durability, I wore them as long as I could until they chipped. So for some, it was only 3 days, and then I had one that went all the way till 12 days. So testing those took a while. And so what ended up happening was I realized when you're doing some scientific testing, you need to decrease the variables. So if I was testing a base coat, then the polish and the top coat that I was wearing all had to be the same. So I didn't realize that when I started, but I had to wear the same purple manicure every time. And so it was a long time wearing those colors. It was a good thing that one of them was holographic, because it made it very, very nice. So that is the answer to the question that I will ask sometime later. And then I'll choose from the first like 5 that come in. Okay, so Catherine, you're over on Facebook, and sometimes they do not let me see the whole thing. Okay, so I get the water and book analogy. So you're saying that peeling comes from water damage, not from the damage at the matrix level. Why do my nails only peel along the more dramatic ridge lines? Are they peeling vertically versus horizontally, kind of peeling back like that picture? Are they peeling? I'm gonna need you to give me more information, because if it's going along the ridges, where's that other example? Everything, you guys, I have like 10 of these, and to shuffle between all of them, there we go, there's one with ridges. So this is an example of our ridges, and they go this way. And what's interesting is we tend to think that this is the grain of the nail plate. It's actually not. The grain of the nail plate, technically, if there was a grain, Doug says. Doug Schoon is the author of Nail Structure and Product Chemistry, and he wrote me back, and he's like, well, if you want to call it a grain, I don't remember what he actually called it, but it goes this way. And the reason that we want it to go this way is, should we be doing something like scratching or grabbing a drawer or something, we want them to tear this way, not down into the nail bed. And the nail bed is the pink part underneath. So this is why they tend to tear this direction. And that's the body's protective mechanism to try and stop you from losing your entire nail plate when we're doing stuff, because we do stuff. And sometimes we do dumb things and end up with broken nails. So let's see. That question went away. Huh. Interesting. Was that you, Catherine, who asked that? Anyway, keep typing over there on Facebook. I'll go back to Instagram for a little bit. This is good. You guys are asking me questions early on, so that's very helpful. I had some things scheduled. Oh, I want to talk to you guys about the new product that we've got available. And what this is, I mean, you guys, many of you know, we've had the nail file for a long time. And this is a crystal nail file, and I chose it from, it's the very best company in the Czech Republic. And I love this. It's about somewhere between 400 and 600 grit. They don't really say. It's a sand blasted surface, so it's guaranteed for life. It is not guaranteed to not break. It's glass. It will break. So as a result, I've been looking for a case for a long time. And the big ones that are really beautiful, that I felt like, okay, that falls into kind of our mission of what we believe of creating life-changing products. Well, it's like, okay, it has to look nice, it has to do the job, and I love the fact that it looks metal. It's got metallic, a metallic surface we've chucked this baby across the room against the concrete floor. It hasn't scratched. It shocked me when the team was like, here, this has flown across the room. And I'm like, are you kidding me? There's like nothing wrong. That's freaking fantastic. but it's made out of plastic. And the metal ones, if your crystal file rattles too much, it breaks it inside the case. Well, that's kind of defeats the purpose of the case. So it's plastic, and I just love this. So through this weekend, if you purchase a nail file, you get the case for free. For those of you who already have your nail files, it's sold separately as well. This is the small, and then we have one that's larger as well. It's about that long. So super excited about those. Love it. I have that in my purse all the time. Let's see. Oh, the other thing is that, in case you guys don't know, we have a nail art contest that's going on, and it's a nail art prompt. So, excuse me, go look in my Instagram feed, because it's not happening over on Facebook. And so you can go on Instagram, look for the meme that tells you about the contest and the prompts. And what's really fun about this is you can enter as many times as you like. You can actually enter designs that you did a while ago. I'm totally good with that. And so that's made it a lot of fun, and the prompts are broad enough where you can, I've seen pink skeletons, and so I've seen some really fun creative stuff. So yeah, go click on that hashtag of Autumn Manny Madness, and you're gonna see some fun stuff. Okay, Catherine, I'd given up on the glass crystal nail files. I decided to try this one with the gift card and one from you guys. It's fabulous, so much better than the others. It really is. So many of them are from China, and they sort of have this weird bumpy surface that if you use regularly, one, it kind of shreds your nails so that the tips end up looking like, where is it? Oh, I can't find it. But anyway, it looks, they end up looking more like this. And so you don't get a nice finished edge. But it's also able to take down the length. And so what's weird about the China ones is that for some reason, that surface just doesn't file very well, and then it files off. So that's really frustrating. Catherine, scroll back up. Yes, so I'm guessing. And you know, Catherine, your question, just the original question disappeared. So if they're splitting, okay, let me try to remember. If they're splitting down the ridges, okay, we'll go back to this one. You got your ridges. If they tend to split down here, so you actually can see you've got your ridges, but you've got grooves in between. Okay, so this, and as we age, it seems like our ridges get more pronounced, and people think, oh, my ridges are getting worse. I need to get rid of them. Actually, if we think about it, the ridges are the thickest portion of your nail, so we never ever want to get rid of them. The problem is the grooves that are in between that are like that thick. And what's causing this is all of these little groove sections in between. So little sections back here where your nail matrix grows, those are compromised due to health issues, stress, but the biggest thing is as we age, our digestion decreases, and so we're not getting as much minerals and vitamins and all of the things that we need for healthy cell production, which is why we start to fall apart. And so those grooves, they get worse. They get thinner and thinner and thinner. And so that is why they will split. And maybe what you're saying is peeling. They will split down this way. Unfortunately, once the nail matrix is compromised like that, it can't repair itself, which makes those of us as we're aging very unhappy. Which is why I was testing those ridge filling base coats, because stupid name, they're groove filling. But what we are trying to do is get this, and this is what makes ridge filling base coat special is that they have these microparticles that settle into those grooves, and then that's what makes our nails smooth again. So then we have nice smooth nails for our manicures. Okay. So Catherine, I hope I answered that question right. If I didn't, email me. How do you order the oil? myblisskiss.com. Let's see if we've got any questions. Internails says, hi Anna and ladies. Have a question or your opinion. I've noticed that sometimes I paint my nails and they last 3 or more days, and then sometimes they chipped the next day. Do you think I'm doing something wrong? Sorry. Yeah, that goes right along with when I was testing the base coats. I remember I said, if you were here a little bit earlier, if you weren't, that's okay, that I've been testing the base coats and one only lasted 3 days. I was very unhappy. And then I had one that lasted 12 days. And I can't remember the brand names, but I'm writing an article so that you guys will know. And so most likely, well, first of all, are you using a base coat? Because base coats are formulated to bond to the nail plate. So they have different ingredients, and then they also have different ratios of the ingredients. And then polish is formulated to bond to base coat. And then, of course, top coat is also formulated to bond to either base coat or your polish. So this is why it's very, 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 very important to wear a base coat. And don't pick one that says it's a base coat and a top coat, because it will do neither very well. The reason is because the base coat tends to have more nitrocellulose, which makes it flexible. I hope I'm getting that right. I have to go back and revisit that, but I'm pretty sure. So base coat, more nitrocellulose, that makes it very soft. So your top coat has very little nitrocellulose and a lot more of the other resins that make it shiny and hard. So this is why you want both. You want them separate. You want to find the ones that work really, really well for you. So most likely it's the base coat, as long as you're using it. If you're not, then there we go. We solved that problem. And the other thing can be just, what are you doing? So like my polish chips more, obviously, if I'm digging in the garden. Even though I'm using gloves, I'm getting more moisture, and especially with digging, I'm pushing these layers apart, and so that's gonna get more moisture in there and cause it to chip. Which is why, you guys, I seem to be like rambling all over the place. So when I first started researching and getting back into, I really wanted to know why. It seems like a crazy, silly question, but I wanted my nail polish to stop chipping in the shower. It seems kind of vain, but I'd spent, sometimes I'd spent 5-6 hours on nail art, and then I get in the shower and it starts chipping at the tips and it starts chipping here at the cuticle line, and I was like, how do I get that to stop? So I fell into this 2-week-long rabbit hole, and it literally, over 6 hours a day, I just explored everything that was on the internet, every article that I could get my hands on, all the videos that was a lot less videos 5 years ago. And so I felt like after that 2 weeks, I'd explored pretty much everything that the internet had for me. That's the kind of research I do. Geeky, I know. And so I had learned a boat ton of stuff, but I still didn't have an answer to that question. And so I had also learned that there were all kinds of crazy myths, like soaking, like putting your nails in garlic. It's wrong. No, it doesn't work. And so I was like, you know what? I need to start writing about a bunch of this stuff that I learned. And it took, and then I also bought Doug Schoon's book, Nail Structure and Product Chemistry. It's the first college type of book that I purchased not being in college, and I just devoured it. And it was a difficult read because he's an amazing scientist and he writes like a scientist. And so as I started writing, and I kept flipping back through the book, and I've got highlighting everywhere and little sticky tabs noting where everything is, I started to put two and two and two and two and two together, and I got way more than two. But one of the things, the most important thing that I learned was this thing about water and oil. And those are the only two things that can actually penetrate all the way through the layers of the nail plate. Now, water in the right amount coming from your nail bed is, and combined with your body oil, that's the perfect blend to keep your nails the way the body intended. But we wash our hands way, 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 way too much. So what are we doing? We're basically puffing those up and creating more problems because of the water. And the reason water is a huge issue, let me go back to this one, the healthy nails. Okay, so you've got, can you kind of see all of the little holes? And for those of you on Instagram, I think if you swipe down, you can get rid of the text. And then swipe back up and it should show up. But anyway, you can see that there are gaps between each cell, and then there are also little microscopic holes in the cells. Okay, so water can go through these gaps, obviously, and through the cells. Oil, special oils, certain oils, can only penetrate through those gaps. And it's very slow to penetrate. Whereas water, as you guys know, you get in the shower in 15 minutes, your nails are all flat and soft, and that's because they've just soaked up. They can soak up 1/3 their body, 1/3 their body weight, 1/3 their weight, and that's a lot of water. So, and then the oil, body oil, can only penetrate through these the grooves in between the cells. And so this is why it's so difficult. It takes a while for the oil to get in and penetrate, but when it does, it's harder for it to leave. And so it does this plasticizing effect to our nails, and it makes them strong, but it also makes them flexible. So when you whack them into something, they're gonna bend. We want those nails to bend and not break. So that's why our oil works so well. And I want to show you why the most important ingredient is jojoba. And what I want to show you guys, I think you guys can see it. So this, make sure I get them right. This is a pictorial version of the molecular structure of jojoba. Okay, and then this one is, I know it's hard for you guys to see. This one is body oil, okay? And then this one is sperm whale oil. And sperm whale oil is important because like you can see, these are all so similar that to the body oil that it actually penetrates into the skin and the nail plate. Now I want to show you why. And so the most important ingredient, let me get back to it, is jojoba. And that's why you want to find in nail oil a moisturizing or a hydrating oil that has jojoba as the first ingredient. And jojoba is about $165 a gallon, and olive oil, as you know, is way less. And this is olive oil. So can you guys see how it's kind of got branched chains? So which is going to penetrate through those cell layers better and faster? Obviously the jojoba. And then there are a few other oils that, and also you guys will know that we do have olive oil in ours, and there is this synergistic blend, and because of positive and negative electrons and all of these scientific or chemistry things, I swear I should go back to school and get a degree in chemistry, just because this has been fun. And I think what happens is that it ends up pulling in the grapeseed and the olive oil. And so all of them synergistically work better than just jojoba by itself. Because of my best friend and my mom, and actually several of our customers who have said, I tried straight jojoba and then I tried your oil and they're night and day difference. And I'm like, I know. Okay. I got long-winded on that. Sissy Wilkie says, hi, can you believe I've given your products as gift, but haven't been able to keep any to try? Oh my gosh. You are awesome. I have to make your own order and hide it. That is such a great example of the way when you get into business, everybody says, oh, you've got to have your elevator speech. And it's like, okay, if you got on the elevator with somebody and you have until you're on floor 5 and you got to get down to floor 1 and you have that much time to tell somebody about your business, what do you say? And it takes a long time to craft something that is interesting. And so, I say that I've created this oil that strengthens nails and eliminates dry skin, and women love to buy it. Partners, husbands, family loves to steal it, and dogs like to eat it. And so that's fun, and it always gets a giggle. It makes you remember it, right? Okay. Let's see. Chinky Monkey says, love the nail glue idea. You're welcome. Let's see. Sorry, I can't read these. Norma, hi Anna, good to see you. I ordered nail file the other day. Time here in Red Deer, Alberta is a little after 12 here. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Oh, Mans Michelle says, highlight of my Thursdays. Thank you. I like doing these. These are fun. And it's really nice when you have a good hair day and you have a good makeup day. Okay. Oh, Sissy says it's good to have your mama next to you. I agree. Are allergic reactions possible after using the oil? Yes. It is possible to be allergic to things. Usually the people who have an allergic response are either allergic to something in the fragrance oils so if the fragrance oils, you're going to notice a different response. It's going to be itchy, red, but it's not going to feel dry. And that's when you know it's a vitamin A allergy. And it's classic, happens every time. And it gets immediately, your skin feels very dry and parched, and it will get red. For some people, it's itchy. But if your skin feels parched and dry, it is because of the vitamin A. And you have an issue with that, and just contact us. And we have probably 10 customers now where we make them a vitamin A free version. So again, life-changing products with an exceptional customer experience. So we love our customers that much. So this is another reason why we have those silly little, I call them silly, my team calls them a pain in the, because the little vials, the scent sample vials, because they have to be filled with a syringe, with a needle. Fortunately, nobody's stabbed themselves except me at the very beginning. We learned how to file down the tip so that it wasn't dangerous. Anyway, so those little vials have about 7-8 drops of oil so that you can test them on your skin. A couple of things. Test the fragrance, see if you like how it interacts with your own body oil and the fragrance, because for everybody, just like when we wear perfume, it smells one way on one person and it doesn't necessarily smell the same on another person, and that's just because it's mixing with the heat and the body oil and it just makes it different. So it's for that, and then it's also to test for allergies. And some people have been allergic to crisp, but then they're fine with autumn or vanilla. So there you go. Oh, my husband's chiming in there. He said exactly what I said. Will your oil help a pulled up nail grow back into the nail bed as it grows back out? Most likely no. Once it's lifted from the nail bed, it doesn't reattach. And a lot of times that can be from an injury. A lot of times if you're going to see that in a bunch of nails, then you're looking more at a health issue and you want to see your doctor. We don't always know why our nails will do that. So I wish I could say that the oil would, but it doesn't. So I have a question for your opinion. I've noticed some mania. Okay, some mania last me. Some manis last me within 3 days, and others chip the next day. What do you think is causing it? And I'm following the same process for my manicures. So Yinky, I think it's Yinky, he loves polish. I hit that earlier, and just for everybody listening, I don't want to go over the exact same thing again. But this will post once it's done. I save it and I repost it into your stories and it'll stay there for 24 hours. And then if you aren't able to catch that, then it will be up on YouTube in the next week or two. But the biggest, I'll give you the quick tip, it's probably base coat. And so when you find it in your stories, if you can zip through and I think it's by 15 seconds or 30 seconds. If you push on the right side, it'll head forward. And if you push on the other side, it'll go backwards. I don't know if you guys know that. Okay. What can cause the nails to shred under a file? Usually it is the coarser the file, then it's going to shred them more. And it's just because it can be really confusing because you're like, if I want a fine file, you'd think I should go to the smaller number. It's actually the bigger number. And the way I remember it as if you take a 1-inch square and for 100 grit file, you put 100 grains of sand. And they're going to be bigger grains of sand. Okay. So, and then if you go to a 240 grit file, you're going to have 240 grains of sand. And if you go to a 600 grit file, you're going to have 600 grains of sand. So it gets smaller and smaller and you're packing in more. So you're going to get a much smoother file the higher the grit. And then for those of us, I think if you've got flatter nails, it is easier to file your nails without getting the shredding that happens underneath. I know I still get it, and I know it's because my nails are so curved. I have such a sharp C curve, a strong C curve. For those of you who can kind of see it over on Instagram. And so that makes it so the file can't get at this edge, like, how do I describe it? It can get at the top edge easily, but it can't get the under edge as well. So do I have one? Yes, I do. As many of you know, stuff keeps leaving my prop area. So I get these little sticks that have this little bit of sandpaper. It's a sanding grit thing. And so what I will do is go underneath that and just pull those little shredded bits. And these don't last forever. You can get a bunch of them at Sally's. They're not too expensive. So I'm sure they're on Amazon too. Okay. You guys are so cool. Does oil penetrate your nail polish? Trish, excellent question. It does penetrate into the top surface. So earlier I was talking about If you know that we really, really need nail polish because it helps prevent water from getting in to our nail plate. It helps reduce that absorption. Just so you know that you will still get water absorption right here at the cuticle line where you do not have polish. And if you do not wrap your base coat, that's what I was going to talk about earlier. If you do not wrap your base coat and your top coat all the way around to the underside. Oh, remember when, see, I've been all over the place. Remember when I was talking about going down that rabbit hole and trying to figure out how to stop my polish from chipping in the shower? That was the solution. It took me a year to figure that out. I'm reading Doug's book like crazy. And it was when I realized, okay, the polish, I was protecting it from the top side, but I was not protecting it from the underside. And remember when I said, well, your nails can absorb 1/3 their weight in water? Well, guess what? It pushed, the water went all the way through my nail plate and it broke the polish to nail plate bond. And then that's why they chipped. So as soon as I realized, oh, wrap the base coat and the top coat, voila! Now I can get my manicures to last a whole lot longer. For those of you with really short tips, you just cap them the very best you can. Okay, so to answer that question completely, because everything, like even your nail cells, you look at them and you look at your nails and you think they're solid, but no, they're not. They've got all of these microscopic holes. Okay, polish is the exact same thing. It's like, it's not solid, but the holes are smaller. So the oil can penetrate into the top surface layers of your polish. And what it actually does is it reduces premature cracking. So for those of you who have been able to get your polish to wear longer, the longer you wear it, the drier the polish gets and it starts to crack. And so I've noticed that if I keep oiling my polish, that it doesn't crack. Okay. Many of you need new files. I highly recommend. How do you enter your contests? Make sure you read all of the instructions. We always put a good long caption of here's how you do the things for our contests. So some of them are different. Some of them are short term, some of them are long term. So just make sure you read all of those ingredients, all of those directions. Just follow those. And if you have any trouble, just let us know and we can help you out. Tanya over on Facebook, what's your favorite base coat? I'm going to write that article and I'll let you know. Amino says, hi, I'm new in the video. Welcome. Glad to see you. Okay. So, and also, oh, somebody who asked, if you missed this, it's over on Facebook on our page forever. It doesn't leave like it does on Instagram. Nail Craziness says she's loving the Autumn Mani Madness prompts. Me too. I think it's fun. Oh, Taxi. No, sorry, read that wrong. Laxia. How many days should we let our nails breathe? Such a great question. I have that in a couple of my articles over at nailcarehq.com. Your nails do not breathe. So actually, you should never let them, quote, breathe. They don't have lungs, and actually, oh, this is a good, man, you guys are asking good questions, and I get to use good props. Our nails, okay, so actually, so the nail matrix, way back here, let me make sure I got it for Instagram too. Your nail matrix is back here. This is where your nail cells grow. They're a whitish color. So do you see what's going on right here? That's the moon. It's actually called the lunula. And this is actually the exposed portion of your nail matrix. And so it is more fragile and prone to bruising because it's not protected with this thicker layer of skin. So if you bang it against something, you are going to get a white bruise. That looks like, because what happens is the nail plate does not turn. Hang on. The nail plate then, once it leaves the matrix, it doesn't turn clear. And so you get this white bruise. That's all that is you whacked it way back here, you bumped it into a countertop or something. And when your nail matrix, when your nails are growing back here, it takes 1 to 2 months for it to get to the point where you actually even see it. So this would be back here. You have completely forgotten what the heck you did, which is why there's so many myths around these spots that people think are horrible. They're not. So once the nail leaves the matrix, then it turns transparent. And that's due to our body oil being pumped up through the nail bed. Where was I going with this? Breathing. Okay, so once we get here, dead nail plate. There is no way for it to, quote, breathe. It doesn't, it's dead. Just like our hair is dead. It's dead, dead, dead. So the only way, so what we really want to do, just like we have all of these amazing hair products that make our hair softer, there's actually a cuticle to the hair. Many of you, if you don't know what it looks like, Google that. Google hair cuticle microscope, and you'll see the pictures in it. So the cuticle actually, as your hair dries out, it fuzzes, it flares out like this, and this is why we get frizzy looking hair. So we have all these products that then smooth back the cuticle of our hair. Well, it's dead. You're not repairing it. You're just cosmetically dealing with the problem. Okay, so now how do we cosmetically deal with the problems that we have with our nails? And that is using a high quality jojoba wax ester based nail oil, making sure that we're locking in that nail oil with nail polish. So the worst thing you can do is move around with no nail polish. You really, really, really need that nail polish to protect them, to keep, and then while that's going on, your body through the nail bed is still pushing up the right blend of water and body oil. So you're getting that nourishment from underneath, and then you're protecting it with polish from the top. So don't let anybody tell you that your nails need to breathe. Just tell them no, they're dead. Just like I was at Walmart picking up some stuff, and I saw some new polish, some Sinful Colors polish, and it had glitters in it. And you can't tell very well. I wanted to see like the colors of the glitters, so I just opened it up. I'm not one of these that tests it on the display, but I just wanted to open it and see the colors. This gal who worked there, she's like, "Oh, no, ma'am, you can't do that." And I was like, "What? I just need to see the glitter." And she goes, No, you can't do that. Nail polish only has a shelf life of 2 years. And once you break the seal, then then you're shortening the lifespan of the polish. And we don't know if you're going to get the whole thing, and it could lead to nail fungus. And I was like, okay, first of all, that can never happen. And that's because of the solvents. The solvents in it, bacteria and stuff cannot grow in nail polish, which is why it's okay to go to the salon and have them use polish on your nails that was used on somebody else's nails. It does not, it's physically impossible for it to grow any fungus in it. So she immediately turned and walked away because I was like, oh, I'm going to teach you something. But anyway, and she was like, I could tell she was like, nope, we're not going to get in an argument with her. Anyway, I ended up buying the polish. I'm like, I'm just going to buy it. Okay. Yankee says, yes, you use a base coat. So my guess is that it's the brand of base coat. And again, it depends on what you're doing. I love my husband gets in there and answers my question before I can answer it. Natasha says, do you have to use the same brand of base coat and nail polish to have it work? No, you don't. I do believe that with gel, it can be a big problem if you're not using all of the ingredients, your base coat of your gel and your color and your top coat. Those are all formulated to work together, and they're also formulated to work with the lamp. So it's really, really important. People don't like this, but there is no such thing as a universal gel lamp or LED curing lamp, because every company is creating those ingredients to work with the lamp. And so what's going to happen is you're going to get under curing or over curing, and that can actually lead to allergies. And once you're allergic to acrylic or gel, that's it. It's forever. So, okay. Let's see. Let me run over here to Facebook. Rachel says, are the gloves used for the overnight moisturizing treatment readily available anywhere, and are they powdered? I do not use powdered ones because, especially with the oil and the lotion stick, they turn into gum. Like this. So you can use any latex gloves. We tested several of them, and some of them are so thin that just putting them on makes them break. But you can get any latex gloves. The reason that we have the ones that we do is because, again, testing a bunch of them, and I really, really, really wanted to have red gloves, but those only exist in the UK for some reason. I'm like, really? And I can't order them. They don't ship internationally. So I kept doing research and trying to find something. We found these fantastic pink ones. And they're actually about 30% thicker than regular nitrile gloves. Did I say latex? You can use latex or nitrile. Just make sure that you don't have a latex allergy. And so they're about 30% thicker, and they were created to, and this is part of why they're pink, for medical people who have to work with chemotherapy drugs. And so they are manufactured to go for 4 hours touching all and working with these chemicals before they fail. And so I just love the way they feel. And of course they're a cute, pretty, shimmery pink. Let me find one. There we go. So see, aren't these pretty? They're kind of pearly, and they are thicker. They're just a lot thicker. So really, really, really like them. In fact, I just did a overnight hydration before this manicure, so I hope it lasts a long time. Because I don't know if some of you could see, but if you go to my Instagram, I am so in love with this new nail art technique called fluid nail art. And I am actually working on, there's different ways to get these, I don't know if you can see it, but look, go to my Instagram account and Facebook. There's these teeny little bubbles, and not actual bubbles, but they're called cells. And they're just, it's just so pretty. So I'm testing a bunch of different ways to get this effect. Oh my gosh, I have 2 minutes. Okay, ready? Go. What 2-month-long project did I just finish? I will screenshot all of you who I did not get your question answered, and I will answer it next week. You can find me at my writing at nailcarehq.com. Also there I've been dictating the bunch of my articles. Those are over on YouTube, and that is youtube.com/C as in channel /Bliss Kiss. What else? Of course, the products over at myBlissKiss.com. I wanted to talk about this more, but we have 2 Facebook support groups. One for people who bite their nails and pick at their skin. I am a serious skin picker. And then Corey is a nail biter. So we have a Facebook group for that. Go to myBlissKiss.com /healthy nails, and that will take you to the direct link and give you all the information, literature, and stuff that you need. And then we also have a Facebook group that's a support group for people dealing with psoriasis, eczema, GA, a whole bunch of other skin issues that I can't even pronounce. And that one you can go to myBlissKiss.com/healthy skin. So I really, really hope you guys are able to join those. Even if even if it's not an issue for you, but you've got a friend or a loved one, I've got 13 seconds. It's going to cut off. So I will see you guys next Thursday. Yes. All right. Have a great day. Hey, it's Anna. I've written over 70 nail care articles that you can find at nailcarehq.com. And if you're looking for products that will help you have longer, stronger nails, visit myBlissKiss.com. Be sure to push the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get alerted when I publish more videos. This is Anna, signing off and sending you bliss.